Hey everybody, this is Cameron Snow with Danomics. So in this video, which is going to be really quick, I want to show you how we can use 3D property models with your petrophysical interpretations. So most of you probably already know that you can now either generate or import 3D property models into Danomics. Well, with this release on October 10th of 2024, we are giving you the ability to use those models to populate petrophysical parameters. So let's take a look at how we can do that. So I'm going to jump over to my petrophysical interpretation, and I am looking at the TOC analysis module. So if you've ever worked with TOC, you know one of the major inputs to some of the methods like PASI is maturity. So how would you typically do this? Well, what a lot of people do, if you don't have a lot of data on this, is you may come through and you may say, all right, I know this is kind of a low maturity area. Let me set this at like 0.7, and you'll use that in your interpretation. Now, if you have a little bit more information, maybe you're coming in and you're setting values on a zone by zone basis. Well, that's okay, but as you know, maturity can vary across the area, because we've got changes in heat flow, changes in burial history, so you'll have different maturities across your evaluation. Well, in this case, what you would previously do in Danomics as best practice is you would bring in a grid of maturity. So let's say you had, a grid of maturity for the Niobrara formation. You generate that, and you would bring that in as a parameter, and each well would pull from that grid. Now, the problem with this is, maybe you're just taking the maturity at the middle of the Niobrara, or at the top, or at the base. Maybe that's okay for that formation for this particular area, but if you're working in an area where you have some really thick zones, you may need to actually vary the maturity within that zone. Well, 3D property models give you the ability to do that. So let me show you how easy this is. All we do is we come in here to our default zone. I'm going to click the settings icon here, and I'm going to choose to use an interpolated volume for this, and I'm going to choose the maturity volume that we've generated, and I'm going to hit OK. And what this will do is it will go to that volume and look up the value at every depth step. So here you can see it has populated a unique value here for each of my zones. But more importantly, what I can see is if I come in here to my maturity curve that I'm looking at, I can see that it's actually using a unique value at every depth step. So in this case, we're seeing the maturity increase with depth, from the top of the well bore to the base. And not only have we done this for this well, because we set this on the key well, it's now done on every single well in our project, where we have a unique value for every point covered by our 3D volume. So I think this is a very powerful new workflow that allow you to get better resolution on all of your petrophysical interpretations and really help with those properties that are spatially varying. If you think this looks cool and you'd like to see how you can use it in your petrophysical workflows, give me a shout. You can always reach me at sales@danomics.com, and we can go over how volumes can help you in your interpretations.